Chapter 1. The leaves whistled melodically in the crisp winter wind, swaying back and forth. Faye's foot trampled on a maverick leaf covered in snowy precipitation, making a loud crunch which echoed across the street. Cobbled roads, uneven in material, granite and chalk, and spread out asymmetrically, lay ubiquitously around the eerie suburb. The night sky was settling in, but not quite. It was a duel between the sun and the moon, and soon would be a truel with the stars joining in. Especially Leo the lion, he was always up for a fight. Stalls selling all kind of confectionaries, spices, dairy products, and a general consortium of all types of food were being put away by the market traders, hastily, though they didn't want to miss evening prayers. It wasn't seldom food that was sold, but a whole plethora of items. Jewellery from lands far away, from the easterly shores of Timbuktu to the southerly nomad heartlands in the ferociously hot Akazai Desert, to more cosmopolitan cities scattered all across the kingdom and beyond. Rings, bracelets, earrings, covered in gold, silver, bronze and other materials also featured on the stalls, along with rip-off products and scams which weren't real gold, but just looked like it. Scimitars, knives, swords, shields, spears, heavily plated body armour, arrows and bows, made from yew or willow trees, or whatever trees they could get access to in the winter, were also on sale, often hung up for all to see. The places of worship were scattered around the centre of Magoshi, with the Grand Castle being in the epicentre. It wasn't quite a fortress, but it was immense. It wasn't only markets, places of worship, and the castle that inhabited Magoshi, for there were also its inhabitants, the Magoshi people, who would live in tiny wooden shacks in large rows with barely any space, or often no space at all, between shacks, whilst the richer would live in large stone houses with much more space between each other, and often with servants and even a garden. The richer Magoshis were often referred to as the nobles, normally because they were either related to or were favoured by the King Damascus Eden. There were then the religious elite, who would live in the grandiose temples and were exempt from tax. And then there was Faye, part of the forgotten children, adeptly named because their parents abandoned them at birth, and if they weren't killed, they would end up in the orphanage. Faye didn't know which was better. Faye was on her way to meet an elegant man, who she had been doing tasks for to help provide money for her orphanage. It was obligatory, as times were tough in Magoshi, and the orphanage, the only one in Magoshi, desperately needed funding. Walking along, oscillating from the uneven cobbled roads, passing a huge array of wooden shacks to her left, with people bustling to get in after a hard day of trading, or whatever profession they were in, Faye felt a hard thud. "Grillo, I'm going to kill you," Faye shouted up to the boy, whom had thrown the pebble at her head from the top floor of one of many wooden shacks. "Oh, get a sense of humour, you giant buffoon," Grillo yelled back, gritting his dirty teeth and grinning whilst pouring the words out. "You wait, I'm going to get you, you stupid little boy," Faye barked back, half playfully, half meaning what she said. "I'll be waiting for you, you Malachi." Faye was going to respond to this insult, but remembered she had to meet Kagura soon. Still, she bent down and picked up the biggest pebble she could find from the road and, with a great big swing of her arm, catapulted it towards the boy's head. It missed, only because he had ducked. It had, however, made a dent by the right-hand side of the hole in the wall, which was the window where the little boy had been, and so it was time to make a quick exit. Faye began navigating northeasternly, going through a series of alleys and pathways and past the water fountain with the statue of a horse, and under an arch across a small bridge over a little stream. In her sights was the Gretafer Market, one of the slightly smaller markets specialising in herbal and medicinal products, and immediately beyond this marketplace was the Grand Castle, standing tall and admirable and looking strong as ever. After walking a little while longer straight ahead, Faye began to weave in and out of the market stalls, going this way, then that, being cautious not to bump into anybody. "Watch out! Get out of my way!" "Excuse me, child," were what Magoshes was saying to her, and she understood it was busy and prayers were soon, but she thought people didn't have to be so rude. After finally passing through a stall selling different types of plant roots and stems and leaves, and it was all very colourful, but Faye didn't know what it was for, she bumped into Kagawa. "Hello, dear child. I see you like to leave things to the last minute." Faye blushed slightly, embarrassed and panting from the fast walk. "Never mind then. Are things at the orphanage going okay? How's school? I hope they're teaching you to make some really delicious dishes. My favourite has to be smoked salmon and dragon scales." Yeah, I guess it's going okay. What do you need me to do for you today?" "Ah, straight to the point, I see, child. Well, today I need you to do something particularly special for me. Something, let's say, under the radar." Faye's ears pointed up in curiosity mixed with a hint of excitement. "Special? Under the radar?" "Yes, dear child. It's nothing too complicated or danger." Kagawa stopped himself there. "What I mean to say is, nobody can know about this except me or you." Kagawa blew his nose into a handkerchief, and then his nose shriveled up for an almighty sneeze. "Well, dear child," Faye really wished he would stop referring to her as a child. Perhaps Kagawa realised this as he tried to refrain himself from that word for the remainder of the conversation. "I need you to deliver a package to the head chefs in the Grand Castle." "Okay, and why can't you deliver it yourself?" "I'm far too busy, you see, and as you may know, I am soon to go on destination to the Tombs of the Valley." "Oh, I see. And how long will you be?" A few weeks at max, chart. Also, it needs to be, as I said before, just me and you must know about this. Nobody must know. Therefore, you're going to need to..." Faye shook her head in disbelief. "You want me to sneak into the Grand Castle and then find the head chefs and give them a mysterious package and expect them to be okay with this? They won't ask questions? What?" No. You like adventure, right?" Faye didn't answer. "It's simply a package that I'll need you to place in the cook's storeroom. That is all. It's all been planned out. It is very simple. No questions asked." "All planned out? What about the guards? I'm sure they won't be happy with a mysterious package going into the cook's storeroom." No. No guards will know. Nobody can know except me and you. Just have faith." Faye was bemused. All other tasks and assignments that she had done for Kagawa were very simple things. It alternated between helping out on the market store, fetching ingredients from other wholesale retailers, or snooping out prices from rival stores, giving out leaflets or samples of his fine herbs and medicinal items. But this? It made no sense. Since the conversation had started, Faye realised that it was almost dark. The night was definitely winning the duel. Almost all the stalls had been packed up, and the place was almost deserted. Kagawa fastidiously reached into the inside of his long robe and carefully took out a beige rectangular parcel, no bigger than the size of his hands. "Okay," Faye said, whilst being handed the parcel. "Remember, it's our little secret. Oh, and here's the payment, a little bonus for you. I hope the orphanage will prosper and spend the money wisely." Faye had never received a bonus before, so was absolutely delighted and overly happy. "Thanks. Okay, I'll definitely get this done for you. But It's going to be so hard to get into the castle. I mean, have faith, dear child. We won't be sneaking anywhere. And remember, nobody can know about this other than us. Oh, and remember, it's our little secret. Faye lipped to Kagura's voice. Our little secret, Kagura smiled, as he put the last of his herbs into small little boxes and placed into his bag. Nobody must see it other than you, Faye. Our little secret. She winked as Kagura's robes disappeared into the distance. Those were the last words Faye would ever hear from Kagura.